All right, I'm back here. Let's see. Let me get you guys up here real quick. I just put the bat signal out to everybody. Hello, hello, everybody.
Hello, hello, Hannibal.
Hey, there we go. Cool. All right, co-host should be out. Invite should be going. Twitter's acting a little funky today. You guys know how this is, so everybody knows they should be here shortly. How's everybody doing today?
Doing great. Awesome.
Good. Looking forward to talking to you guys, man. Teach them how you doing over there today. If you guys wouldn't mind retweeting the room, liking all that good stuff down there, invite a few friends. See if we can't bring some value up in here. I'm gonna invite a couple people up to speak as well. If anybody would like to come up and talk, you guys are welcome to. We're gonna do a chill space today. Hey, cats. What's up, everybody? Getting that coffee ready as well. How's everybody doing? You guys having a good day? We've been doing some raiding, listening to a couple of good spots that we went into, a couple of bad ones. You know how it goes. Just checking the Twitter spaces out.
Can you hear me? Oh man, things are fucking up, man. I'm doing better now. What's going on? What's happening?
I'm just dealing with the Twitters. How you doing there, bud?
I'm doing good. Handling something in real life right now. So give me like 35, 40 seconds.
No problem, bud.
Hey, can you guys hear me? I was rugging a little bit.
Yeah, I think we're okay. We're starting to come in here. Everybody tuning in. Get the frequencies correct.
You want to hear something hilarious? So I was in hyperspace. I think that's where I was, and I'm playing with my emojis. I'm sitting here like making every single color heart that I could make in like a row, just because I'm just. I mean, what else am I doing? I'm kind of having fun hanging out, and I accidentally request to speak, and I'm like, oh shit! Like I didn't even want to be up there, so it was kind of funny. But yeah, I wanted to tell you guys when you guys are in a room, the more emojis that we make, the better. Like if like really, like I mean, really, I'm just sitting here playing around my hearts. I'll show you. Check it out. This tells you that I've been in way too many spaces, and I've been getting bored.
That is something that has to do with the algorithm, though. Eventually, especially like in our system, when we get it set, when people do more emojis, we'll be able to get more XP and all that good stuff. So get used to the emojis. So, gentlemen, want to get everybody together here, have a little discussion. We are in the Hackerz DAO, so we need to do something hackerish. What's up there, Alaskoshi? How you doing today, bud?
I'm doing good.
Good.
How are you doing?
I actually, check this out. Here's what I wanted to kind of discuss today. I thought you guys might like this. I wasn't going to go into all of the details of some of the things that are happening as far as like NSA and fun stuff in hacking, but I thought it might be kind of fun maybe to reveal a little bit behind the curtain because we are in the Hackerz DAO and, you know, it's kind of fun. But so I will give you a little bit before we go. First of all, no, we're going to do this. First of all, everybody, we are here for the Hacker DAO, but today is about hideous hackers and teach them turtles. So I'm going to quickly allow them to introduce themselves if we can do that. And then we will definitely come back and spend some time with them after I do some hacking stuff real quick. So we'll start with Teach'em real quick, if you don't mind. Mr. Teach'em, would you please tell us about yourself, your team, and your project?
Yeah, we can get a little bit into it. Yeah, my name is Greg Parson. You know what I mean? We gotta stay in Florida. You know what I mean? I was a DJ before this. I was just into crypto. You know what I mean? Did my thing over there. Learned about NFTs, and I was like, this looks cool. Got into the communities. Was like, whoa. But what if they merge this and that? I think that would be cool as hell. Met my co-founder, and then we ended up at Teach 'em Turtles. You know what I mean? And what we're trying to merge is simply bringing awareness to the environment, doing something about it as a community, no matter where you're at on the planet. passive income in the metaverse Decentraland, got a compound built. You know what I mean? We got 2% of the royalty fees straight to the community wallet, 10% of the mint. And we're also donating to organizations like Turtle Global Family, Team C's, Green Team. You know what I mean? We just want our community involved in all this. So it's like, if you're not into the environment, cool, come make some money. If you're not into, if you're not, don't care about making money, care about the environment, still come fuck with us. If you like both, come holla at us, man. Short little shield about Teach 'em Turtles. That's us, brother.
Love it. Love it. You got me coming to the beach, bro. All right, Hideous. would you please tell us about what you do there, sir? Now, don't let the picture scare you, guys. That's actually kind of fun once you get into this. I know he doesn't like me pointing this out, but this actually is done by a really cool artist. It's like a child's book artist. So once you understand that and you look into this, now think to yourself, right? The hackers are all hideous, and that's what he's kind of making fun of. It's really cute. Look in the backgrounds too; they're kind of cool. Mr. Hideous, would you please tell us what you do and what you're about, and a little bit about yourself, which I absolutely love as well.
Oh, well, that's a big question there, but yeah, thanks for mentioning the art. The art is really meant to make everybody take a moment of pause and to think about what they're doing, right? And so it's important, it's imperative to be present and think about all the scams going on. So the art is just really meant for that. My name is Jim Delamater, and I am the founder of Hideous Hackerz. I've got a few folks on my team, and it's building. But we have run a really efficient ship here. Most want to call out, the artist is Ralph Cosentino, who is amazing. He's also the artist behind Kitty Cones and some other collections. And I've got an amazing creative writer, and his name is Jason Lind. He is super cool and has made some raps and poetry and some descriptions of our hideous hackers that are going to be revealed in time that are going to really make this collection fun. So my background and how I got into this is similar to so many people. I went through experiences where I got scammed. I had invested and bought crypto over the years and figured out how to hold it and hodl it, and really never planned to sell it until I got into NFTs. I figured out how to buy it, and shortly after I started buying NFTs in collections that were very wide and variety of collections, I got scammed. I ended up approving transactions that I didn't realize were sending all of my NFTs and tokens that I had in my wallet. One by one, I just watched them march right out of my wallet. And by the time I realized it, it was a little bit too late. I had lost about probably 13 and a half ETH worth of oops. Thank you. Go the other way. She's not there. I'm so sorry. That is my dog announcing my wife's arrival. So anyhow, I had lost a bunch of NFTs, and it just was heartbreaking. But it also was, a learning and teaching moment for myself, and was the motivation for me to collect, to become a creator and to add value to the space. And that's how Hideous Hackerz, the idea for Hideous Hackerz was born. I decided I wanted to find a way to develop, to add value to the community. And so we created Hideous Hackerz, and I'll talk more about that later. But that's kind of a long introduction. But that's the backstory, and the motivation for creating them was really to figure out a way to help people avoid the situation that I was put in, and so many others are put in every day. So we'll start with that.
No, thank you very much for that. I particularly after I've spent time with you now, I really understand your motivation and why you do this stuff, and I appreciate the aspect of how you have your empathy and how you handle things. And we'll definitely get into that in a minute. And I want to talk a little more about your empathy NFTs. This man also has a virtual reality wellness center that once you have been scammed and you feel terrible, that you can go and speak to him, and he is a great person to be able to talk to about these kinds of things. So we will get a little bit more detail into that in a moment. I do want to kind of get back into the hacking thing for a little bit, just for some fun. Before we get back into that, I do want to give shout outs to some people that have walked in the room. It looks like Katz has pulled up on us. Hi, Katz. How you doing, bud? I got Tanu, or it's Tainu is how I pronounce that. I just remember Canadian. What's up, bro? Alexander. Dave, what's up? Grover, what's up? Gold Lines, Boss. What's going on? View, David, Cashbra, what's going on, everybody? Welcome. So we're just going to kind of discuss some things real quick about hacking. I think this is kind of fun. So most people don't realize this, but Katz actually likes to talk about the ability for you to, for instance, be able to hack a blockchain. Not a lot of people know this, right? So there's vulnerabilities all over the place, you guys, and this has been going on for a long time. They don't really tell people this in the public because obviously if everyone knew to the degree of how hackable everything is, probably they'd have a heart attack. But I do want to reveal a couple of things to you that are kind of fun, right? So let's just talk about this real quick. There's backdoors. There are things called 0 days, if you guys have ever heard of that. Just real quickly, let me put that for layman's terms. 0 day means that you've done something that nearly should be impossible. You figured out some hack that is like, should never have been done, right? You know what I mean? Basically, it's just like the impossible one, right? Believe it or not, there's a lot of 0 days. This is what kind of blew my mind when I kind of started to realize this. And the reason why is that there are extremely smart people out there, and there are faster, better computers, better softwares, and people are able to use things to break encryptions and stuff. Now, it's a totally different situation than when people would say something to you like, that can't be hacked or cannot be done. Not going to be the case. Okay, so, but don't think that tomorrow, for instance, Eric the White Hat that knows how to hack a wallet is going to go hack your wallet. That's not going to happen. And he's not going to go hack a random Bitcoin wallet that has $10 million in it and then run off like Robin Hood, right? These things will not happen because of physical computation problems, these kinds of things, right? However, let's just kind of center this down. This is what's really neat, okay? So, for instance, I'll just give you a good example. The NSA and the NSA is the National Security Agency, okay? They are a subset of like our, basic military and police and all that kind of stuff, if you guys don't know who they are, but they deal in the information aspects, kind of like the CIA does. But they have been the ones to take the head of a lot of the hacking situations. So they have a name for their group. It's called the Equation Group, which I thought was fun, right? And then there's other groups. There's ones like, and I'm going to bring these guys up, the Fancy Bears, which is, they named the Russians the Fancy Bears. I died on this shit, right? So then there's a couple other groups that are really neat. One of them are called the Shadow Brokers. And I'm only going to tell you about these three right now because this is something that I've been told by some people that really know about this stuff, right? Because I'm just a dabbler, like I've been around some guys that really know some stuff. And like the deeper you look into the darkness, it will look back at you. So I do not recommend everybody right now go out and put those keywords into some searches and start going into some crazy stuff because that's not what you want to do. But what we do want to discuss is this, and the reason why I bring it up, there are cyber wars going on right now that people don't realize. Currently, this second, as we're speaking, there are cyber wars. Okay. Now, has this blown into proportion as some kind of giant world war? Not yet. Okay. When I say this, not yet, not pet ya. Okay. Now, what that means is this. So over time, there's been things like we actually did hack Iran. It was craziness. And we set off some of their centrifuges by hacking software inside of one of their, little nuke plants and making it go crazy. Like that's the kind of stuff that kind of semi scares me here. Like we can screw around with software. You can hack this woman. You can scam somebody. But when you figure out how to get into a hospital and you put ransomware on my grandmother's life support, we're going to have a major issue here. Do you see what I'm saying? So here's why I'm bringing this up. There are battles that are happening between these groups currently, okay? In the 0 days that I were discussing, here's what gets really crazy, right? So the Shadow Brokers, the reason why I brought them up, we're not too sure if they're associated with a state sponsor at this point, because we know the Lazarus Group is. That's a fourth one to bring up. I should have done, but that's the North Koreans, right? Now, these guys somehow got their hands on like 52 0 days. There's not supposed to be any 0 days, right? And release these things on the internet for people to be able to buy randomly with Bitcoin. So just imagine this, like Microsoft sitting here, like you've released 0 days out for people to be able to buy on the internet, right? Now, obviously, these things are being patched, right? But not all of them. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you there's a bunch of softwares that are out there, but there are, right? Now, here's the issue. Most of us don't have our computers updated. Now, I do. I'm a freak about it because I know this shit. But if you guys have a PC somewhere that hasn't been updated for like 6 months, that shit is vulnerable to all of the things I'm discussing that all of these guys have, okay? So 0 days only exist in certain versions of software. If you keep your software updated, it will start getting rid of some of those 0 days. But I'm going to tear it out. People figure them out all the time, right? So I just want to kind of reveal and peel back the curtain a little bit and show you guys. And let me just kind of talk about the not NotPetya thing, because this is what really got me freaked out. Because the thing in Iran was awesome, right? Oh, shit, we figured out how to actually attack somebody with a computer. That was like one of the first times that we ever really said militarily, we're going to attack somebody with a computer, right? This is now we're getting into new things. So fast forward, we got Ukraine popping off, right? Let me just tell you how the story started. It was kind of crazy. So there's a guy, he's at like, they got the Ministry of Health, right? It's got everyone's health records. We're talking if those get lost and someone's in trouble and they don't have family and they have to look up their records, they may give them the wrong medicine and kill them, right? This is life or death shit. So fancy bears decide might be a good idea maybe to drop a worm over on the banks of Ukraine, right? And here's the thing about a worm. It's sort of like a nuke. When you let the thing off, you can't control it. It's just going to go everywhere. And actually, there might even be fallback that comes back to you. And I will get to that because that happens to these idiots, right? So they go out and they drop this shit and it starts taking out the banks, everything, dude. And then this is where it gets cut. This is crazy. So the guys panic because he realized if this worm gets into all of the records of all these people, death's going to be everywhere. There's nothing he's going to be able to control at this point, right? So the dude's smart. He's old school. He's like freaking an elder. You know what he does? He goes and pulls the plug on everything. We're talking old school, unplugging electricity, stopping this shit so it can't ruin all the records, right? So then he's calling all of their versions of their government. They're all freaking out, right? And here's what's going down now. They're realizing he saved his shit. So he leaves for the day and he's like, all right, we're going to deal with this. The whole country's shut down. Something's up. So when he walks out, dude, he starts seeing at the ATMs giant lines of people wrapped around buildings, right? All the banks are shut down. Nobody can get cash. That means the $10 that you had in your pocket last night, because you didn't have to go to the ATM to get cash. You can't get food. You can't get gas. You can't move. You can't do nothing. This whole place is shut down. There literally was a cyber attack of nuke proportions on these people, and now they can't even feed themselves or anything, right? Because we're all attached to the digital world, into money, into all of this, right? So this was just a tiny little taste of what could happen in the future if we don't figure out how to do white hat stuff and be secure and fight against this kind of stuff. So that was the story of NotPetya. And I kind of revealed a little bit about like the NSA and kind of like the stuff that are happening in the underground that's going around. Like I said, do not recommend anyone go out there and start searching this shit on search engines or any of that kind of thing. But I do want to let you know, it's kind of fun. There's some neat things that have been happening. This has been going on since the days of Unix, back with the MIT guys. And it was really funny because they didn't even like passwords, you guys. And look where we're at now. We've had to develop this immense system of security to be able to protect from the cat and mouse games of people that, even back in Rome, there were scammers and people that did this kind of stuff, sophists that spoke things that meant nothing, stuff like this. So this is a whole other world we're into. And I'm very happy to be sitting up here in the Hackerz DAO to be able to even talk to you about that. That was a little bit of fun, but let's get back to this other stuff, everybody. I want to go over to Hideous Hackers real quick. And I was going to see maybe Mr. Hideous Hacker, can you walk us through really why you thought it would be a good idea to get stories so that you could maybe present those? Can you walk us through your mentality and why you did that?
Absolutely. So one of the main things that I've led with this project, and something I'm doing regardless of whether or not I mint anything at all, is I'm collecting stories from the folks in the audience and all over the world who have been scammed. There's one real compassionate reason to do this, and one reason why I think it's important to collect these stories is because it feels good to tell your story to somebody who cares, to a community that's going to wrap their arms around you and empathize and understand what you're going through. I've heard too many times where people have posted on their Twitter or in a community that they belong to that they've been scammed, and they literally just, get chastised and are called stupid and kind of made fun of for being dumb enough to fall for whatever it was that happened. And that's just devastating. That's like, sticking a knife in and twisting it when something really is upsetting and devastating. So I think it's important to have a safe place for people to tell their story. As an incentive for telling your story, what Hideous Hackerz is doing and what I'm building is I'm taking those stories, and I don't care if it's the same story told 50 different ways, right? It could be the same old phishing scam that people have fallen for, that I fell for, frankly, in one of the two scams that I was victim to. Could be the same thing, but we all experience that a little bit differently, right? What I was thinking when I was clicking the links, or when I was processing like the email or the direct message or whatever it was in Discord, wherever it was, how I was thinking about it might be a little bit different than the next person. So I love getting different perspectives, even of the same scams. And what I'm doing is I'm putting those together and just imagine like a picture book, if you will, where you can rapidly go through example after example after example of what each scam is, and by the time you've gone through all of these frames, if you will, and see these scams over and over and over again, you will be so familiar with it that it's going to be second nature to you, and you'll have a much stronger reflex action when you see something even remotely similar to this, so that you can avoid clicking those links. You'll know what to do right away, and you'll be able to help others avoid this when you see it. Today's a day that no one has tried to scam me, which is interesting, because by this time of the day, I usually get like a couple of text messages just, asking me what I'm doing today, or if I want to go out to dinner, and they're from random people who aren't in my contacts. And, so it's rare that I go a day without even that type of a scam, let alone, the emails and the opportunities online that people are facing every day. But I'm taking all that content, and we'll chop it up into, infographics and short form videos that we can share on different social media platforms. And we're also putting this into really a product that we're delivering as a utility for our Hideous Hackerz holders, right? So we're publishing a book that will be, the cover of the book will have the PFP from the Hideous Hackerz collection that our holders owns, and the number, the token ID from that collection, as well as their name and even a logo if it's a brand that wants to brand themselves with this content. So it would be, basically imagine, let me just pick somebody from the audience down here. It could be Farmer Doge's guide to, onboarding and staying safe in Web3. And it could even have their logo and that name along with their PFP, and then all this content that they can share with their friends. They could share with their community, they could share it with their family. And the idea is that this ebook that I'm going to deliver to each one of the holders is going to be like a resource to multiply all of the learnings that we're collecting from the folks who are sharing their story. It's huge.
I really like that idea. I think data collection and then the driving it into them over and over and over so they see patterns is brilliant, because even if they don't realize it consciously, subconsciously, they're going to recognize that then. So it's a brilliant way to go about it. That's it was neat. When I first met Hideous, I wasn't sure exactly what his angle was on it, because you guys know how I am. I'm very mechanical. I want to get them in, make sure they're secure, because they're usually freaking out. And it's like, all right, look, if you're secure, we can work past the rest. Hideous, total another level. He's like, now that we have you secure, let's get your mind right so you can get back to feeling good to make this is not an issue for you. It's not going to be something as traumatic. So I really enjoy that angle on it. And I will recommend those of you that do VR, check out his VR. Can you maybe talk about your VR and why you did that and what the setup is?
Yep, absolutely. So the VR, it's in spatial, and what I've got now is like a main sort of welcome and information center set up, where you can learn about Hideous Hackers, and you can learn about what I would consider like the 3 pillars of the community I've been building. And so a lot of times when people say, oh, I'm building a community, that's like followers, right? It's like how many people are following you. And that's not what I mean by community in the sense of what I've been doing for the past 6 months. What I've been building is really a resource network to support the community that is going to come now that I've built this foundation of resources available to the community that I want to build, the community of holders and folks we're trying to keep safe. So what does that mean? It means that guys like Hannibal here, huge resource to the whole Web3 space, and Hackerz DAO, guys who are building in this space, and all the white hats and the blue hats who are educators, and the red hats and the good hackers in this space who are doing that work that helps us play offense more than defense in some cases, to understand how we can help keep people safe. That's huge and important. So my first priority was to build those relationships up with the good hackers, we call them, right? On top of that, then I've got sort of a mental health pillar, if you will, right? So I've got a network of mental health professionals and advocates who are available inside my community, so that when people come in and they want to jump into like a group session, or even request like an initial session with a professional in this mental health space, that they can tap into those resources. I've got a degree in social work, and that's where my heart's at, right? And so this is really secretly a mental health and big compassionate project. In addition to all the fun stuff that we can do, at its core, it's compassion and empathy. So the third pillar of this, so I've got cybersecurity and overall wellness and mental health. The third component really is that network of projects that are building from their heart. And so when I say projects, I mean artists, I mean musicians, I mean the traditional PFP projects that are building communities, and the DeFi communities, and the people are building dApps for the space, and all the people who are really pioneers and sticking it out and building from their heart and building something honestly in this space. And so those are the types of projects that I'm putting into the metaverse, if you will, into this spatial gallery. And the good news is that it's really, it's got a great foundation already, but I've got like literally 10 other galleries that I'm going to build out just for like musicians, and just for these other, the visual artists and just for like projects that have a giving back component and projects that are more investor focused and so on and so on. I've got categories of good folks that I've come to know, and I'm ready to build out even more space because my objective is to be able to shine a light on the good in this space. So that's what the galleries are for. And what happens is when you share your story with Hideous Hackers, what I'm going to do is the first thing I'm going to do is invite you into this gallery where you're going to be able to take a walk and tap into all these resources and learn some stuff. But also there are a number of projects that have offered a free NFT to folks who share their story. And this is a compassionate thank you, empathy, an expression of empathy, a token to really try to just take the sting out of whatever it is that you had gone through that caused you, that caused you to have that pain, and it's just a little something to take the sting out of it so that that there are people who care, right? And so telling the story is step one, and it's useful because we're going to help the community learn from what you've gone through. And as a thank you, we want to give you an NFT, and you can do whatever you like with it. You can even ask us to transfer it to someone else who is, it needs it and might want it even more than you do, because there are folks who are like, no, I don't want that. I'm not telling my story because I want like charity, but don't think of it as that as all. Just embrace it and think of it as a thank you, and you can even pay it forward if that's the spirit or what your heart wants to do, rather than receive it yourself. So lots of options there. So you come in and you choose any one of these projects that's displaying our special heart in this space. That the heart, when you see the heart next to the project, it means that they're offering a free NFT. You've got to pick one. So you can look at all the different projects in there, and you get to choose whichever one is like your favorite, whichever one tugs at your heart. You choose that one, and then you let us know, and we coordinate a meeting essentially in Twitter Space, and we coordinate a meetup in our regular Twitter Space where we're going to basically transfer that directly from the artist or the project directly to you, where they can say, hey, thanks and welcome, and personally welcome you into their community. And I don't know, it's just super cool. There's a couple other things that I believe we're offering, and I say that because I think we've got like an entry level NFT potentially from our host here. Is that correct, Hackerz DAO?
It is. Due to you being in the council now, the High Council has been discussing about doing a limited edition empathy collection. We do have a bunch of art that we did not use on the original collection that we could do something like that with. So we will for sure be discussing that more on the back end very soon.
Yeah, awesome. In addition to that, I can tell you that I've got Hideous Hackers has a relationship with kind of a Web 2.5, Web 3 meditation company, and right now they're only on iOS, but I will be giving everybody a 1 month subscription to this online meditation app. Why is that cool? Well, it's cool because I think meditation would have saved my wallet in both cases of the major scams that I was hit with. I think if I had been more present and more chill in that moment, I would have not been, one of them I would have avoided 100%. And the other one, I think I probably would have lost maybe one thing before I realized I was, doing something stupid, and I wouldn't have lost like 12 things. And that's why I love this Moments of Space so much, because I think that secretly just short little meditations in the moments that we're like thinking about clicking links and thinking about, or if it's Big Mint Day or whatever we're excited about, just doing a little meditation before is going to go a long way to keep some people safe. And I'm excited, to announce really that we're writing specifically some meditations for Web3. So some things that will be for the people who are building in this space, the artists, and on one side of that equation, it's going to be, the overall just general stress and pressures that we all face in Web3 because we're so early and the technology changes and it's just the addressing kind of the grind of actually working in this space, but then also some short form meditations that can really anchor a person quickly in the moment so that they make good choices, whether they're in their DMs or getting ready to mint or doing anything with their wallet, that are Web3 intentional. And couple more that are going to be helping people who actually do get scammed kind of work through that emotionally. So, other shorter, other meditations that can kind of walk people through the stages of grief that will help them process it and come out hopefully more whole and stronger and better off after having gone through some intentional meditations to really process and think through what they've gone through.
You're an incredible person, man. I love listening to your angles on it and how you look at this from such a social, empathetic way. And at first when I heard the idea of the empathy NFT, I thought that was absolutely brilliant, because I know people's first reaction whenever they get scammed is, I'm done, I'm out, I've lost everything. And it's like, well, hold up, all right, we're going to be able to help get you back. We're going to teach you how to do this properly. Like, I've seen it, absolutely love his system. In fact, he's put into our intake now. Anytime that I'm doing something that is an instant response that I feel needs to be escalated to somebody that handles the social aspect, the empathy aspect, I'm handing them off to Hideous at this point. So we're definitely going to continue that symbiotic relationship with your project, and we will definitely include you guys with our another little collection we'll make and all that kind of thing. So yes, Mr. Teach'em Greg, we'll take it for you.
Hey, real quick, hey, y'all see that little purple thing in the bottom right corner? Please go like and retweet the room. Things are already getting interesting, already learning about the way that he's helping you mentally. You feel what I'm saying? Like and retweet the room. You already did. Unlike it, unretweet it, like and retweet it again. You know what I mean? Get some friends in here, because everyone knows mental health is it's difficult to deal with. That's as simple as I'm gonna put that. And then I wanted to also comment on what was being said. What he's being said, the initial reaction and having comfort or having somewhere to go. People are like, oh, I don't want to complain because I'm going to get pity. No, the fuck you're not. You're going to be in a room full of people who've been here and literally have been in your shoes. So we're not just going to be like, oh man, it's going to be okay. We're going to be like, yeah, fuck that guy, bro. You want to figure out where his address is? Maybe we can help you with that. You know what I mean? Things of those natures. I just love the conversation, bro.
Yeah, it's a great combination of between Hideous Hackerz and Hackerz DAO, because the Hackerz DAO has all the expertise to handle the technical stuff and figure out if and or what could be done to address something that has happened. But and most importantly, they have all the resources to make sure somebody is secure going forward. So, I always say there's the first thing we need to do is just, hey, are you safe now? Right? If there's anything left, is it secure? And what do we need to do to set you up so that going forward you're secure? And then the second step is, look, let us help you process what happened to you over here at Hideous Hackerz. Tell us your story. Let us help you process it. Let us thank you for sharing, and let us get you on a path of like emotional recovery from all that. And, let's help some other people stay safe. So it's really nice the way that we can play off each other and support one another's missions.
I absolutely love it. It's been really fun, honestly, between both of us. And the conversations I've had with people that we've been talking to after are like, yeah, this is great. This is like how it should be. This is the perfect system. So, yeah, we got a hand. And then I know Teach him wanted to say something. So Mr. Ike, and then Teach him.
Hey everyone. Yeah, I better speak before teaching, man. I got my son here. I ain't trying to get headphones for all those F bombs. Hey, teach him.
I'm so sorry.
I'm good. You're good, man. Nature is nature, so it is what it is. Hey, a question I have for you, Hackerz DAO. This is actually regarding the Zengo wallet. So pretty much using this wallet is going to be replacing like the MetaMask and the Coinbase and all those other wallets. Is this correct? And using this wallet,
let's start there. First of all, don't ever just replace. You're going to add multiple wallets. What this one is going to be for is if you find yourself in a situation that's you're not too sure, then you're going to use that because it's got the firewall. You can still have a MetaMask, but just don't attach that MetaMask to anything that you're not sure about.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right, that was it. I've already signed up. I'm good to go.
My man, dude, let me know how that goes because, like, I got a bunch of people that have been testing it. Everyone's had great input. And this is the thing, man. It's multi-chain, so like use that on normal everyday stuff. But like I said, if you roll on something you're not sure about, make sure you've got the firewall up and all that kind of thing.
All right, sounds great. Thanks.
No problem, my man. That's awesome, dude. Love it. Teach them. You had something you want to input?
Oh, at that moment, no, I was just gonna say hi, and I was trying to say hi to the next speaker coming up. But with what you were saying about the Zengo wallet, actually, somebody it might have been you, Ike, was in the DMs asking me about it and asking me did I personally use one. I did not. I did not. It is now downloaded as of like earlier this morning. But because I use multiple burner wallets, I felt more secure. But it's like, why not have that extra layer of security? Like I was just in the DMs with somebody. I'm not gonna. I forget the freaking name. Don't want to look, but yeah, they were asking me, did I use the Zengo? And I was like, no, I got the wallet guard on my computer though, but I don't for my phone. I just use multiple burners. And then I just realized, like, you sound like an idiot. You know what I mean? Why not all have that as well? You know what I mean? What's wrong with more security? And yeah, that's just my comments on that aspect. You know what I mean?
And it's actually multi-chain. So this is the thing. Those of you that need a Bitcoin, ETH wallet, Sol wallet all in one real quick, that'll handle that as well. I think that's really going to be the future is like they call it the super app. I've been waiting for this for 100 years since back they announced it, right? Like this will probably never end up happening, but we're getting closer to it where these wallets, like I love this, Phantom pulled up on everybody during the middle of the crisis of the wallets. Phantom's like, hey, by the way, Sol people, we're going to do Polygon next. It was like, what the hell? All right, we're going multi-chain. I'm down for all of this. But yes, you're totally right. It looks like the first good phone wallet, right, that does the firewall is Zengo. And I'm going to predict that, I'm hoping Phantom's going to do something similar in the future. All wallets should have these built in. Wallet Guard actually has an API. I don't know why they're not doing that for us, but here we are anyway. So, fam, let me just do a quick room reset. This is the Hackerz DAO. You're hanging out here. More than likely, you're within our network, or you've come because you've been scammed. You want to get one of our NFTs or all that kind of thing. We're here to help you if you do get scammed. I'm here to help you get secure. Mr. Hideous is here to help you get back on track. We also have with us the Teach 'em of Turtles. This man is amazing. He is helping the turtles and helping us and teaching us. So I'm going to hand the mic over here to Teach him. I'd like to know a little bit more about your beach cleanups, my friend, and how you're doing it and why you're doing it.
Oh man, you see how smooth he was? He went straight from alpha into putting me on the spot. Oh my, hey, I like this. I like the way you move. But what I was gonna say, how I got into it. Well, living in Florida, we kind of always get made fun of. Like I was on the basketball teams and things like that, so I was a little lucky. But some of my friends would get made fun of on occasion because we were into the environment. We cared about the planet, and we wondered about global warming and things like that. People would laugh at us. You know what I mean? And so being an adult, a grown and confident man now, I have nothing. I don't care what other people think. So we got to figuring, well, we can help the environment. How? We've already done a couple things with the project when it comes to beach cleanups and tree incorporated along that. I've done plenty of things on my own. I have another one this Saturday I'm gonna do that I'm probably not even gonna post pictures about. You know what I mean? Why? Because this is what we do. When we get the community involved, it's like, yeah, then we get pictures, show the people we coordinated with, you know what I mean, and all that. But no, this is actually what I do. You know what I mean? Not This isn't a job that I just get paid for. It's not every weekend, but once or twice a month, yes, I go do something to help my environment, to help my community. Why? Because I feel good after. And I know some people are like, of course, alongside with we're helping the planet for the future generations. But anytime you do anything as a human, normally there's something beneficial for you too. And what's beneficial for me is that I leave the place smiling. And then the people that I meet, they're always in such a good mood while we're doing this hard work. I got wounds. You know what I mean? Cuts on my feet, cuts on my hands sometimes. You know what I mean? Wounds out here, battle scars. But the people stay in great moods the entire time. And I feel good during and I feel good afterwards. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's really why we do a lot of that, and getting more people involved so they can find that feeling like, oh, that was actually pretty cool. I can do that once a month. You know what I mean? And it's one day and it's an hour and a half, maybe two. So it's not a lot of time. This ain't no job. You know what I mean? And if you start enjoying it, people want to, they start doing it more on their own. Like like me, for instance, you know what I mean? The organizer for Tree Incorporated hit me up and was like, hey, this Saturday, we're actually doing two private plantings. Do you want to pull up? Yeah. What do you mean? Of course I do. You know what I mean? But it's not something I can immediately just fan out to get everybody involved in, but that's something I do. So when it comes to bigger things, we want to get people involved to, like, we're doing a beach cleanup. What can you do in your community over there in Arizona or in the UK or in Australia? You know what I mean? What can you, and all get together and do something on the same day type of vibes. You know what I mean? So that's to answer your question, brother.
I love it. Now let me ask you this. I'm going to work backwards. Why turtles? So you're sitting there with your boy. I already know. He's got his mink suit on, right? You're sitting there in your shit. You just got off class, psychologist. You know, you're sitting down. You're like, NFT project. You guys are like, all right, let's do monkeys, right? No. Why turtles? I got to know.
The simplest answer is we were looking. Because we already figured the idea of save the planet, of the passive income. We had it figured out, but then it was like, what are we gonna do for art, bro? We can't just be some deriv. Nothing against derivs at all. Please don't think I'm taking shots. But it was just simply like, why we started looking at all the different animals in the sea, and we started with the sea, so we end up sticking that way. But why, when we finally looked up turtles and started learning about them, we're like, bro, they're the garbage disposals of the what? They do what? They're the first line of defense against the plastic, which doesn't mean that they're surviving. They're still getting impacted in a horrible way because they're front line, but they're front line. You know what I mean? Which means that's your infantry. You know what I mean? Those guys matter. They get, if they lose, the city is conquered, and that's just kind of how I feel about it. So my co-founder he had other ideas when I brought up the turtle thing and the garbage disposal thing. He was like, "Bro, hell yeah, we ain't got to talk about this no more. Let's get to the art now." And that's how we came up with the turtles, brother.
I love that. That was great. If the turtles fall, the city falls. That shit's, bro, I'm dying with that. All right, bro. Like, I love it. I'm down. So now you've got charity, right? You've got turtles. You've got Teach 'em, which is great personality. Tell me why else I should invest in your project, sir.
We got hey, first of all, I got to shout out to you. I didn't did some AMAs. You hear this man with the in-depth questions ready for me? You know what I mean? On spot, I got to answer these. And you know what I mean? We ain't prepared for this. He just doing this. But to continue with what you were saying, you said, yeah, the charities, and why else? Because we are going to be doing donations, is the word we're going to choose to do, which is a form of rev share. You know what I mean? Which is passive income, quote unquote, depending on who you're talking to, where you're from. You know what I mean? But what that means is we will be giving 2% of our royalty fees, which will only be 6%, directly to the community wallet, as well as 10% of our total mint directly to the community wallet, as well as the compound that we already have pre-built by Meta Dream Studio. You know what I mean? So it's a 3-story compound, marketplace, trading firm on the second level, casino on the third floor, and 25% of that entire that entire compound goes back to the community wallet as well. We're looking into other streams of passive income. So if anybody has any ideas, wink, wink. And if you guys don't know, I'm wink, winking at the Aslan and the Hackerz, because I know they have a great idea, which is not in the roadmap, but will be implemented because these guys already got my back on that. You know what I mean? They taught me some things, but that's another reason to get into Teach 'em Turtles, is because even if you don't care about the environment at all, which we understand a lot of people don't, you can still make money with us. And when degens start being degens, like they've been holding for a couple weeks, don't care for the events that we're doing with the environment, don't care about the Decentraland, was looking for a flip, because we all know we can't avoid those people. Our community makes money on those degens being degens. 2% of that royalty fee go right back to the community wallet. So when they degen out of our community, the ones who stayed, oh yeah, later on that's coming back to you. You just must own 5 Teach 'em Turtles. And we give you plenty of time to do that, to accumulate all those Teach 'em Turtles, because the community will vote on when we do the snapshot. But yeah, that's just another reason. We just want our community to vote on everything we do. And we are going to be doing cool things IRL, but Web3 wise, we in the metaverse too, baby. I mean, hey, you know what I mean? We just trying to trying to be a little here, a little bit there, help everyone, and I'm not going to use bridge Web 2 to Web 3, but I mean, shit, Green Team didn't have a trust wallet. I mean, Green Team didn't have a MetaMask either. You know what I mean? And we plan on donating to them, and we were like, we're donating crypto. Talked to their financial lady that same day, and got them a wallet made. I don't know what they're doing with it now, but when it's time to pay them, they have a crypto wallet. So yeah.
Mr. Ike.
Hey, teach him. Yeah, I just wanted to commend you, man. I guess I met you in the mint space, and I guess you were instrumental in that process. I mean, I appreciate the time that you put in, and it meant a lot. And the fun environment that you created was amazing, and it stuck. So that's one of the reasons why I believe in reciprocity. I believe that you did something for us, and it got me interested. So I feel like I'll pay back and support your project. Now, the other day you mentioned 5 NFTs, and wanted to kind of go back to that mint price and understand the reasoning again behind those 5 NFTs that were needed to move forward. And then I'm commending you. I guess you went on 5, 6 minutes, 7 minutes with no F bombs. I don't know if you're feeling okay, but hey, I guess there's always the start of change. But hey, that's it.
Well, I'm gonna start at the end. Sometimes when I get a little quote unquote, what did Aslan say he wanted to wish for yesterday? To wish to be in the zone. You know what I mean? When I get in the zone, it's less fun, more like passion is really the word, I guess. More like, hey, like I'm trying to let them know I'm kind of a little bit serious now, not always joking, but yeah, to keep going. Along with Y5. Because the first of all, what we're about to do is the first phase mint. There's only be 2,000 available. We're gonna build our core team. You know what I mean? Our core members, our core family, before we continue moving forward. You know what I mean? But Y5, because when I did the math on 3, it wasn't. It was like, you know what I mean? It's not really, in my personal opinion, the numbers did not look succulent. It didn't make you smile. But when I got up to 5 and start doing the divisions based on guesstimate numbers of mint funds and whatnot, when I did the 5, it was like, okay, that looks like when people get this airdrop to them, they're gonna be like, whoa, okay, Teach 'em Turtles did that. And that was our goal. Our goal is when we do provide our forms of passive income, it's worth it. It's not you getting pennies every month while we just made money on the mint. You know what I mean? No, hell no, that's not gonna work. That's one of the reasons. I'm sorry, Aslan, 3 more minutes. That's one of the reasons we did this, was because I am invested into NFT projects. I'm not just the founder. I have a ridiculous amount of NFTs, plenty of them that you would call rugs. You know what I mean? So with that being said, when we were in there, these people were crowdfunding to do things. You know what I mean? And that's okay if your money goes directly to where you said it was going to go. But a lot of times they were like, hey, give me the money, and then in 6 months, we're going to build this compound that we already have built, that we have built pre-mint, that we'll do it then. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm saying, and from what I've learned from being around Hannibal and Aslan, the meta changes. You know what I mean? You have to have something pre-mint or have a brilliant idea to be implemented with all the funds. You know what I mean? So alongside of that, just to note real quick, that's why we're doing 5. So, you know what I mean? To give more of an impact when the funds hit, Ike. And yeah, bro, that's the answer to that. Sorry, I got a little long with it.
Mr. Aslan.
Yeah, I want to know what I got to do to get up in that trading room, because that's one of my dreams. So can my mint pass get me in there, or is that going to be the next phase?
Oh, it won't be fully implemented until post first mint, and even when we do implement the Decentraland, we're still working on the the part with the slots, and I keep being transparent about this because we've met new devs who can do this. You know what I mean? Working out prices and seeing what they can actually do, because it also has to go through an audit process. You know what I mean? For the transparency of the randomizers, which is, you know what I mean? On every day we're learning something new. You know what I mean? So on that aspect, but yes, post first mint, we are going to get that implemented so the first and second floor will be accessible, the marketplace and the trading firm. And you know, my guy, I'm telling you to pull up to teach and learn. But don't forget, when we do teach, ain't no financial advice. We're not going to be showing we're most likely not going to be showing the coin that we're using. You know what I mean? Like if I'm trading ETH or XRP right now, we're probably not going to show them that, because that can lead to people following trades and getting dumped on or things like that. We can show them why we did these trades, why this looks good, and the research and things like that. But yeah.
That win.
Also, yes. When you said something about having 5 turtles, I don't know if you can apply this to some kind of gamification, but it reminded me of a sort of proof of stake kind of situation. So I don't know if that may help with content, but definitely can see what you're trying to do is, if you can get these 5 diamond hand people and reward them for being that, obviously it helps with sustainability.
Exactly that. So sustainability is basically the word of the NFTs now, and you know that brilliant. You know that better than I do. You know what I mean? But sustainability is the way to go. You have to have an actual business model. If not, I mean, there's no problem with being art. But say you're art. I didn't say we were art. I said this is a corporation. This is a company. You know what I mean? Yeah, we're doing other things, but this is not just full art. So we have to deliver a business. You know what I mean? And alongside of that, please, if anybody has other ideas for things to help the planet and more ways for providing liquidity for our holders, let me know. You know what I mean? Alongside, I know Aslan got a couple things. Yeah, I mean, but anybody in the crowd who has a random idea, who, you know what I mean, please we're open to all that. We're trying to build with builders.
Turtle,
I got a question. I got
more
questions. I'm not done.
All right, good.
All right. So can we go up in let's say that we go into your metaverse. Is there any way to upload a screen on your phone so that we can kind of like chill and host spaces together in there, maybe?
On that aspect, to answer that, my man Bueller would tell me yes. I can say yes, but I don't want to say 1,000,000% yes, because I've already asked these questions and they were told yes, you can stream from the metaverse. Is that basically what you were trying to say? Stream from it or go on your phone? Because the metaverse that we will be in currently will be Decentraland.
So I have a VR headset now. Is that obviously it's compatible, right? So we go in there in VR. We're hanging out. My phone should be able to upload, right? Like on maybe like an API that you guys set up, and then boom, hit it. We can start running the space.
That would be amazing. And if we don't have that, since we haven't got to that point yet, it can easily be implemented. You feel what I'm saying? That's my thoughts on that, because when it comes to that, actually, all the exact models of that, my co-founder does a big portion of that, even though I'm heavily involved. But alongside of that, if that is not implemented, it will be, because it hasn't been put up yet. It's not like we got to take it down and then re-edit these things. This is the reason I love being around builders. You know what I mean? Questions, they ask the hard questions or things that they would want implemented. But yes, that I can guarantee you now that you've told me that we can make that implication, if it is not already.
Turtle, real quick, I want to go through a couple of things. You are a master of entertainment, and you are very good at getting games and things together. Do you want to tell me about how you plan on keeping your community active, happy, and vibrant with your system that you're designing?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Alongside of the beyond the metaverse thing, because that's something we'll be doing things there. Beyond the events that we do with the community IRL to try to, get people to get active. How we're gonna do it on the Web3 way. Well, we're gonna start the Turtle Talks weekly. You guys know about that, to keep people engaged. And in the Discord, I mean, I don't know how this works with a lot of other corporations or NFT projects, whatever term you use. But on occasion, I'm going to buy some of my NFTs off the floor and give them away only to my community. And some people are like, bro, you can't buy your own NFTs. Well, first of all, to mint, I have to buy my own NFTs. I don't just have a stash that I just got sitting there. I'm going to mint my own as well. I'm the exact same as y'all, because this is a corporation. I have to buy in, just like, you know what I mean? But to go to that, along with doing that, small things like that, we will be giving away NFTs that we've swept ourselves to our own community. and these will be back to diamond holders. So it's not like we're giving it back to them for them to put it right back on the floor, for us to pick it right back up. If we do end up giving it to somebody and that's a somebody who is a holder already, 3 or 4, and they drop it immediately, maybe they don't get a chance to win the next one. Maybe they got to wait 2 times, because we're trying to give it back to diamond holders, which I believe would be a great incentive for those around to stay, and we'd be able to onboard new people. For instance, being in a space like this, I could just pop up, hey, I got 2 turtles. 2 turtles in the giveaway wallet right now, and we're gonna do a Twitter picker. And now it might be 2 people in here who don't got one, who got one, and now they learning the roadmap, and they're like, okay, maybe I need to go get 5 of them. You know what I mean? So that's the type of ideas that I have now. Alongside that, I do have a team behind me, a marketing guy, Hacksack, Falcon. I do have a team with me who always brings great ideas, who always links me up with new projects like that. Like you guys, we've been in plenty of spaces together. You know what I mean? Who's linked me up with great projects, so I know they'll be a big help as well.
Now, speaking of which, it's a good segue. If I wanted to go up top, by the way, Turtle and Hideous, if you both don't mind posting something in the Jumbotron for the peoples to look at and do, I currently have a Hackerz DAO NFT giveaway going up there. If you guys would like to go up there, retweet it, like it, all that good stuff. Tag a couple of friends, tell them to install Wallet Guard for the love of all the RNG gods that are out here of every video game that you've ever got a legendary. Please make them install Wallet Guard. All right, guys. So now I do want to, this is a good opportunity for us to allow some of the maybe down at the bottom, anybody got some questions, something along that lines. I know we just had Stonks that came up here. Stonks, would you like to ask a question?
You there, Stonks?
Maybe not. Okay. So if anybody would like to ask questions, you're welcome to request and come up. If not, I will continue to ask a couple of more of the guys that are up here.
Yeah, we don't bite, you know what I mean, unless y'all like that type of thing, you know what I mean? But real quick, if I can plug real quick, we have the whitelist passes coming. I didn't even mention that, you guys. I'm sorry. We have whitelist passes coming. That the website was supposed to be out today. You know what I mean? But the gas fees right now are going crazy. I'm not going to tell you why I think they go crazy. Well, yes, I am. Somebody said something about an alert. The U.S. was trying to sell the billion that they confiscated a while ago, the billion in BTC. You know what I mean? Or it might have been ETH, but I think it was BTC. But basically, that's causing crazy gas fees. I was trying to deploy my website before this thing. The gas fees were crazy, and then I was gonna put up the money for the gas fees right then. But my marketing guy was like, "Hey, really, we still got another 100 addresses sitting right here that won't be incorporated. Why don't we just wait, save some money, and make an announcement and let them know, like, hey, we got more whitelists, and we'll be doing it tomorrow." And I'm just like, that's all we can do. You know what I mean? Is be transparent and tell you guys the truth of what's going on. So that's my opinion on why the gas fees were enormous on deployment.
Are you guys watching Bitcoin right now?
At this exact moment, no. Talk to me. What's going on?
After what you just said, I looked at it, and it's definitely heading downward. And I'm not gonna lie, every time I see that type of stuff, I get bullish. So I'm not really too worried, especially when we're all launching fresh projects, and our native currency is going to be cheaper as we grow, and it's obviously going to go up. So I mean, that's kind of, for me, it got me.
Twitter does not like that man. He is too cool for Twitter, you guys. It always freaking rugs him, bro. He's too cool for this.
Someone
place.
talking right now, or am I just the only one that can't hear?
We got you back.
We couldn't hear you. You had rugged out. Can you hear me now, Aslan?
No. What's up there, Timeless? How you doing today?
Good. How are y'all doing today?
Excellent. Hey, what you got?
So I was my husband was looking, and there was an article that just got released not too long ago that the New York Attorney General has classified ETH as a security, so unregistered security. So that might have something to do with it also. But I am waiting for the website. Exactly, Hackerz. And I love the conversation today. So I just wanted to come up and say I learned a lot in the beginning and some other things that I used to read in because my husband's super big on cybersecurity. So it was a really great conversation, and I really enjoyed tapping in. And thank you for sending me.
For sure. Teach them.
First of all, this is why we want everyone to always come up, even if you have something to say, even if you think it's something small to say, because what she just told me was amazing information. Like you said, and just so I'm clear, the DA of New York classified ETH as a security.
Yes, that's
Okay,
exactly what I said.
And with that being said, I mean, maybe that has a big factor on these crazy gas fees. You know
That
what I mean?
is
It
not
gave us an
bullish
excuse to get
news.
more wallet. It gave
No,
us more excuse to get more
the
wallets in,
attorney
though.
general.
I take my statement back. That was not bullish news. But
Yeah, but correct me
I
if I'm
think
wrong.
this.
Is that not the same guys that tried to bring Uniswap in and they got laughed at and Uniswap walked out like, I can't do anything. It's decentralized.
I don't think that this might be FUD, honestly, like fake FUD to be real, because I've looked into the ETH validator, and the fact that they're even talking about ETH being a security right now and not like targeting Solana, that's the crazy shit, because ETH would pass the Howey test, and this is why, because the validators, the way they work on ETH, you're holding that ETH there as escrow just to prove that you're not going to be malicious. You're not putting that money there with the intent to make more money off of it. Like I said, you're putting it there with the intent to prove that you're not going to be malicious. And if you are, they'll take it from you. Right? So that's why I don't understand why ETH would be considered the security right now when validators are ran different on other blockchains. And those ones should be considered securities before that.
It's FUD, clearly. Farmer, what can we do for you, sir? How are you doing?
How you guys doing? How you guys doing? I just wanted to say that pretty much it's just I don't know why I raised my hand again. Um, Essentially, it is fun. It's just like a whole like list of catalyst events. First, the Feds move some BTC, right? And then after the Feds move the BTC, all crypto related banks have dropped 60% on the stock market. Now all crypto related banks are heading for a default. And if you look, the put to call ratio is more on the put side right now. So I wonder who's trying to do all that and who's trying to get Bitcoin for the low. And if you look at exactly like Bitcoin, Ethereum, it's pretty like it is going down, but there's no new money coming in. So it's just like all old money just holding the floor right now. But yeah, it's just a bunch of FUD. I just think the Feds want Bitcoin for the low. Oh, and then
Can you explain something, Farmer? What you said was pretty awesome. All right, can you explain what you said about that option spread a little bit with the puts and why that matters?
so essentially with the put call ratios, when it heads over zero point 0.7, it's more of I want to say it's more of a on the put side, and if it's going lower than the 7, it's more on the call side, or the 6, it's more on the call side. So if there's people wanting it to go down, we're looking at that. So me, like a degenerate, I'll put $20, 25x long leverage. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what happens on both sides, calls and puts. But end of the day, yeah, it's good to know how much people are putting down to see this fall. You know what I'm saying? So then, you make your educated guess on which direction's gonna go.
Can I say why that mattered so much right there?
Please
Since
do.
All right, so that was awesome, man. Like I'm a huge traditional finance guy, and you applying that to Web3 is awesome. And the reason why that mattered, what he said. Oh man, my phone's dying. I'll be right back on. Sorry, guys.
He's going to get some put option stuff. I love it. No, that's great. You came up here, Farmer. Welcome to the fam, by the way. Yeah, most of us around here are into this kind of stuff. Love trading. Aslan is very good at it. He actually has a DeFi hedge fund. So, but I do want to go over to Hideous real quick before we run back around the room. We're getting kind of close down to where we'll close it up. We got about 20 minutes, you guys. So I'm going to let Hideous.
What? You didn't tell me we had a time limit? I thought we was here all night.
An hour and a half today, bro. You know, I've been raiding. I got to get these people on another raid here in a little bit. We got to roll out here in a minute, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I respect it. Hey, you right. This is your business.
You already know. We got things to do and people to go. No, but anyway, Aslan's back. Let's see what he's got about the options.
What did you? I'm so sorry. My phone lagged out. What did you say, bro?
I was just waiting to see if Aslan's back so he can tell us about the puts and options that he was.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, Farmer. What was the last 2 sentences you said? If you do remember, I know I had a response to you. If you do remember, I'm so sorry, brother, to put you on the spot like that.
No, you good, man. You good. It's more of like an educated guess onto like, where you're gonna go spread your money to at the end of the day. You're gonna go long or you're gonna go short. So that's why it's good to know what the put call ratio is. That way you can make that educated guess and see where you stand.
Okay, cool. With that, I think I do know what I was gonna say. What I was gonna say was, now that every single time we go through these things as quote unquote Web3, as the crypto communities, we end up, people are smart enough to know that when it's happening, oh, the dip, and people get in. You know what I mean? A lot of people, the people who are running aren't, I mean, I'm quote unquote, aren't me. I don't think Aslan or the Hackerz or the Hideous is running right now, even though I'm losing on ETH currently. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not running. It just makes me like not more bullish, but it lets me know like, oh, maybe there's a chance of me getting back in. Of course, sometimes you want to see how far it drops, how far it drops, but I would like to learn more about the put out ratio as well.
Until Aslan comes back, I just want to give an idiot's idea of trading, because like it was weird for me when I first got into this. So before I met Aslan, obviously I went through the ICO craze, made a little bit of money doing that because anybody during then could put money in any coin and make money. I can't act like that I knew what the hell I was doing, right? But fast forward a little bit in the future, things are a little bit different. And here's what I've noticed. I've been through a couple of bull and a couple of bear markets now. And that's what I think the key thing is, man. You got to be there when everyone loses their ass and people quit and they're saying they're never going to come back. And then you stay during that time, right? Because now, here's the weird thing, man. Like, I used to be a DJ. I always tell this. It's funny. So I'm a DJ in my hometown, right? I was the DJ of the main nightclub. It was like, I was like a celebrity in the night. No, I go to LA, I'm a nobody, right? And I've got friends that go to LA, and we used to always like talk about it. And one day I'm sitting talking to this guy that he's pretty big there too, but he looks at me and he's like, you know what? He's like, it's annoying going there because when we're here, we're a big fish in a little pond, right? When you go over there, you're a big fish in a big pond with a bunch of other big fish. So it's a completely different scenario, right? And that's it. It kind of plays well in all these different places. That story still, it resonates. So yeah, man. I don't know. It really comes down to, okay, where's Aslan at? I hope he's gonna come up. Hang on 1 second. Nope, you're gonna be able to come back.
I heard Aslan went to go get some calls and puts before he came back.
I know. I can't wait to get back into that. Yeah, that's what having kind of excited. But anyway, so what we'll do is we'll swing back around. If he can't get back up in here, he'll probably come back on the Alliance, or in the news account. But what I do want to do before we close up, this is the thing, guys. We're going to be doing this again tomorrow. The Alliance is going to be having their Twitter space, so we'll just head over there and pick this up again tomorrow. But Farmer, loved you coming up here. Wait a minute, is that Aslan? I'm going to finish up what he's doing real quick. No, Boss is coming up. What's up, bro? You got any questions for our peoples up here right now? Mr. Boss, what's up?
Oh, I think he's still loading in. He's still loading in on my screen. Yeah, that's what I think it is. I think, look at him. Okay, yeah, I think he's still loading in. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, Twitter's being real weird.
Okay, cool. Just, Thomas, if you want
to
say something, we're just trying to get Boss up here. What's up?
Yeah, right before Boss goes, I was going to talk to you, teach him if we can talk further about how can we schedule some of the cleanups that you're doing, but get them going in more around the world. I'm around the world, and I have no problem trying to schedule something just as a conglomerate effort of trying to do better. Even if it doesn't correlate to a dollar amount, it actually is moving the cause to the better direction. So that is something that I would be definitely interested in, especially right now that I'm down on the Caribbean coast of Mexico.
Well, now that you said, what are you doing this Saturday? I can try to talk to some other people, make an announcement in the Discord, see if people doing things this Saturday, because I am. So we can try to do it this Saturday if you want, or did you mean in general like bigger things?
I mean, this Saturday is fine. I'm 3 blocks away from the beach right now. So this Saturday, later on, I mean, it's just a walk for me down there. And I'll take some pictures of the things that they're doing as beach efforts. Like the actual convenience stores here will put in they're these wrought iron fish. And they're there for you to put the plastics in as you're picking them up in the, like, the aluminum cans and everything like that. So it's no big deal for me to head down there, especially while I'm in this area, because it's a walk. But from this moment on forward.
Well, then, yeah, I actually got a couple guys in my Discord who I think would be with this too. let's definitely talk, and we can definitely get this scheduled, because I can take pictures of mine. I'm not the most photogenic person. That's why I don't always have a whole bunch of pictures of the things we do. But I'll take pictures of mine this Saturday too, just cause now.
Let's do it.
Love it.
Back to you, Hannibal.
Yeah, no, I was going to see if Aslan's back. If not, we're going to run to Hideous and do some closeout stuff and get ready to grow. Aslan, are you here, sir?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah. So I was just going to talk about just pretty much how the derivatives markets work, and Farmer, man, he brought up such a great point, and I think it's important, since that we're the smart degens, right? We're degen 2.0 now, right? So we got to be educated. But the way that most markets get manipulated is by like a derivative market, which I like to call a paper market. It's a market that's not real. So by Farmer saying that the puts were leaning towards the markets dropping, was because it's easier to manipulate the real market. So what the big money does is they will hold a large supply and they will drop that supply, and at the same time they can short on the paper market, which is not attached to the other market, and there's way more money in that market. So what he's saying is basically he can predict that there's manipulation going in a downward direction on Bitcoin or Ethereum. So I thought that was awesome, and I think it's important to understand how markets work. And the cool thing is that Solana has not hit that paper market like Bitcoin and Ethereum have. So that's also something to watch.
Always love listening to your input on the finance stuff, man. I've got to really sit down and get back into that. I was trying to tell them about how I was getting into it and I learned how to do some of the stuff, and it's a little difficult to try to get into it or whatever, but you're way better at that stuff, man. It's been incredible to listen to some of the stuff he brought up. Actually, one thing I will bring up before we move on, he taught me, well, him and my uncle. Is my uncle in here? Dude, down on the bottom. By the way, everybody in this room, you want to see something shit funny? You know how Dan's mom came in? My uncle's in here right now. Thirsty Seer, all the way down at the bottom, the chess piece. Everyone go down there and follow that man. I think he's got like 3 followers on it. He doesn't do Twitter. I've dragged him on. He's listening. What's up down there, Daryl? Anyway, want to move on from that. What I want to say is they, and believe me, I hate math and dude, I'm not the person. I look at that shit, I think they're crazy, until I was able to figure out how to see the bottom of NASDAQ. So now I'm sitting here and I'm like, wait a minute, I can use these different sensors, and they're showing me visuals and stuff. I'm a very visual person, right? Literally, when it changes, the whole market changes. Like, it'll go from like tech stocks over into like other stocks. And they know, once you've done this, like we were talking about being through a bull market and a bear market, they know exactly what's going on. Like, oh, look, there, the whales are moving money from here to there. And they're going to look at the news. They know exactly based off of that's happening. Once you get that big picture perspective, like a battlefield perspective of what's happening, and then you know where you are on the map based on the time frame of the year when these CPI reports and stuff are coming out, you're able to really kind of guess then at a high probability. And then here's me immediately when they're doing that, I'm over here getting the AI out, like trying to look for the confirmation. Like, oh man, these indicators are telling me buy. These two are telling me buy. Dude, this is probably like a 90% buy time. This is how you do it, guys. So yeah, thank you for that, Aslan. I love when you bring that kind of stuff up. I appreciate it. But without further ado, I am going to move this on. Oh, by the way, I do want to do a room reset quickly. Everyone, welcome to Hackerz DAO. We are currently interviewing our 2 friends here. There is Teach from Turtle, the man that's helping save the world and the turtles while teaching you. And then on top of that, we have over here the hideous hackers who are helped to be empathetic for those that find themselves in need that get scammed. So you definitely want to follow them. You want to follow all the people that are here, including Timeless Farmer, seems friggin' awesome. Boss hasn't spoke yet. And Alaskoshi, as always, is always cool. So, by the way, Ike, thanks for coming up and talking, bro. It's nice to be able to speak to you. We do have a new speaker down here, Mondal. Do you want to say hi to everybody? You came up. Do you have any questions or anything?
Yeah. I want to say hi, Hackerz. It's a lovely space you got here. It's an amazing opportunity. Thank you for bringing me up. It's a privilege I can't turn down. I just wanted to ask a question, if it's going to be possible for me to share about my project, my community.
Well, see, here's the deal, yo. This is not really a shilling space. I'm going to be real. You know what I mean? But I'll tell you what, if you get me in the DMs or something, it looks like something that's interesting. Maybe we'll have you on here like next week or something like that, if you don't mind, bud. But I appreciate you asking. You know what I'm saying? That's
okay.
If you'd have gone straight into it, I would have muted you and threw you down. But no, you can hang out for a minute. Thanks, bud. Cool. Appreciate you, man.
That's
Mr.
cool.
Boss.
And also I want to use the privilege to tell you about my upcoming space, my community upcoming fundraising space by tomorrow. So you
All
can
right, you
hop
can do
in
that.
and
Go ahead.
support us.
Go ahead. Tell us about it. What day is it? When is it?
Yeah, it's going to be tomorrow, Friday, 8 p.m. my time.
Maybe we'll ask the boss if we can bring like 100 people over there, because that's what we do. I don't know if you know, we're space raiders. If you look around, there's a bunch of cats.
you
Yeah,
gonna you gonna ask the bots? No, I
yeah,
need
it's the
real
boss, bro.
humans.
I gotta ask the boss, man. Yep. If I get the go
Not
ahead,
really.
we might come see you.
Okay.
All right. Cool, man. Thank
Okay,
you.
I'm going to send you a DM.
Thank you. Now I am gonna go to boss. Not the boss, but a boss. Mr. Boss. How are you, sir?
So good evening, guys.
What's up, brother? How you doing? How you living? What's up?
Guess who is the new? Guess who is the new Hackerz DAO holder in the space?
A nice
Oh,
man.
snap. Yes, sir. Is it you? Is it you?
Yeah, it's me. Thanks to Ike.
My man, my man.
Oh, cool, man.
Yeah, Ike supported it and told me to go and get one off the floor.
I was going to tell you guys, man, boss was asking earlier, like, oh, man, I want to be able to get one. I'm like, there is a current giveaway going on up top right now. If you guys want to go up to the Jumbotron, I was hoping boss was going to win it, but no need anymore. It looks like Ike's taking care of my man over here. However, those of you who do not have one, jump up top, Jumbotron, go ahead and do the things, tag the peoples. But
Don't
I
tell
will
them to
tell
keep
you,
doing it, Hackers. I want to win that.
I know, right? That's beautiful, man. I love about this. You know what's really funny? I got to tell you guys a funny story. So we pull up in this space the other day, deep as thick. Like we got all of our people with us, right? This guy goes, I'm going to do a giveaway. And I'm sitting over here with Aslan laughing because I'm like, 90% of our room are all Wildcats right now. And I'm like, hey, look, a Wildcat's going to win the giveaway. So I just want everybody to know I am actively looking for rooms that are doing giveaways that I can pull you guys up in, hopefully based off the probability of the way that lottery works, that one of you guys might win that giveaway. I just want to say that. I thought that was hilarious.
I think that's absolutely hilarious because a lot of main projects main utility is giveaways, and literally we just take them and other people are literally giving the Wildcats giveaways. It's pretty awesome. And Shorty wins all of them, and otherwise it's Alexandria Tate.
And Lucky. Yeah, there's three of them right now that win everything. But still,
Lucky.
Hilarious, you guys. No, that was great. Teach them. Yes, sir.
Just before, because I know you're getting close to ending it, I just have to personally say, Shorty, I'm sorry I kicked you off the space the other day. I was trying to just kick you down so you could come back up and be my co-host, International Women's Day. I'm so sorry. And we still love you women today. I just had to let her know that. Keep going, brother.
Dude, I did that to Aslan during a main space that was huge one day. I was just, and then he's like kicked out. He's DMing me, and I'm ranting. I'm just going for like 10 minutes. I looked out as a DM from Aslan. He's nowhere to be seen. He's like, bro, you blocked me from the space. I'm like, it was hilarious. But yeah, I feel you. That happens occasionally there. But we are going to be closing down here pretty soon. We've been doing this for an hour and a half. We are going to jump some other spaces to get some rating going on. We've been trying to do an hour limit for you guys, so it's not like completely insane. Though, I want to point this out at some point. There's been some people that hang out in spaces, go back and forth, all this kind of stuff. Do me a favor right now. Make sure you guys hang out in the space and show a little bit of love to these people, because the point is not to just jump in and be like, hey, take a thing, do your picture, and then leave. You know what I mean? Like, actually listen to them for a couple of minutes. If they are completely an idiot, though, you know what I mean, and you've been there for a good half hour, you move on, whatever you want to do. I'm not going to force, but just please give some value to get XP, okay? Mr. Hideous, what can I do for you?
Well, first of all, I wanted to just give a shout out to Uncle Daryl, and look at him, man. He's got at least 10 new followers in this space. So let's go. I'm following you. And when you're ready, I have some, closing remarks too. Just let me know.
I would love for it. Go for it. You would definitely be the person I would love to hear, man. You make me happy. You're like, I think we got everything in here. Yeah, you two are like the happiest people to me. When I hear you two talk, I'm just like, dude, great. Go ahead.
Right on. So, you know what? There's three things I want to highlight that you guys in this audience can do for me. One is, if you are part of a community, or you're an artist or a builder in this space, and you're building from your heart, or you're part of a project that's building from your heart, reach out to me. I want to meet you personally so that I can onboard you into these galleries that I'm building that are, exclusively for people who deserve to be there. And so if you're one of those folks, reach out and let me know so I can make sure you're included in that. I want to make your stuff available even just to review and hopefully, make at least one of your offerings or your NFTs, or if it's not even an NFT project, if it's something cool, we'll just feature you. But make one available like every year, so that when our people who are telling stories come in, they've got a variety of cool projects to choose from. And that would really, make my heart sing, because that's my community. That's what I need to build and want to provide for the folks who come into my community, is like a safe place to go check out really cool projects and people building from the hearts. The second ask I might have here is that, if you've got a story, and I don't care if it was from last year, okay, or when it happened to you, but if you have a story that someone else can learn from by you telling it, please tell it to me. There's more than one way to tell me. You can DM me and say, hey, look, I do have a story to tell, and you can I might send you a couple questions to answer via DMs in this Twitter account right here. I'm happy to do it that way. But there's also, if you're in our Discord, you can submit a form, just like a regular ticket that pops up, and it asks you like 5 questions, and it'll walk you through like the things that we want to, talk to you about, to be able to share your story effectively and help you down the path of recovering and feeling a little bit better. And the third thing, I would love to appeal to anybody who wants to collect, I would collect it just because I think it's really cool art, a hideous Hackerz, but we are building, definitely 100% building from our hearts here, and building something good and providing utility back to holders, non-contingent upon meeting certain benchmarks of minting out. But you know what? I know that we're going to be able to do so much more when we mint this collection and when we get a lot more traction going on the mint. And so this is really, I would say today marks the day where I'm asking people to mint, because I haven't been asking people to mint up until now. So you go to the hideoushackerz.com and you can learn more about the project there. I've got a pinned tweet up here that is a thread. I think the second tweet in that thread actually gives you access to this spatial that we've been talking about. Check that out later. And you know what? Reach out to me personally anytime you want. We want to mint this because I've got 50%, right? You can look at the contract. The contract goes into 4 wallets. One goes to a developer, one goes to the artist, one goes to me, and 50% of it is going into a wallet dedicated to building the community. That's going to support some of the folks who contribute to the project, like this amazing writer who's basically working pro bono for us right now. It's going to also contribute to the folks who are going to help manage all the relationships with these great communities, and we're also going to be giving back in direct ways to the community, and in ways that I don't even talk about now, because we're already creating so much value that the opportunities to give back later with an actual budget, we're going to brainstorm and work with our community to sort through what that should look like and what we can do. I'm not trying to create an income producing project here, but I'm trying to create something sustainable that we can continue to um, to give back to folks with, and continue to add value and continue to help more and more people on board Web3 safely and to stay safe while they're navigating it. And I will tell you that the art is super cool and it's animated, and we will be introducing like an edutainment to evolve your NFT. So there's actually 6 different versions of every NFT. So you see my PFP, it starts out looking something like that, but then there's, then when their faces start to melt and you start to see skull and their eyes are popping out and all this stuff, and then when all that stuff becomes animated, it's just super cool. And I'm so thankful that Ralph Costantino designed every single one of these NFTs to evolve and have all those different stages. So as they evolve, you're going to be able to save that art as you go, and then you're going to end up with an animated GIF at the end. And it's so awesome. And the whole fun part of this is going to be like what we come up with for you to like learn certain ways to stay safe, and when you prove that you've learned this certain lessons or you've done good in the space, that's what's going to cause your NFT to evolve. So those things are being developed right now, and that's like the fun part of the project that I can't wait to get into now that we've got the foundation built for taking care of people.
Some alpha. Did you guys hear that alpha? That was dope. I can't wait to get on myself, honestly. I'm going to go over there and I'm going to have one of those animated ones running around, man. Watch this stuff. I have to figure out if you can put my fedora on that. By the way, I was going to dox, now that I told you guys that I was a DJ, I was going to put a picture of me DJing with my fedora hat on. But anyway, yeah. So I just want to just say this has been an excellent space, you guys. Absolutely fun. Always a pleasure with everybody around here. As you guys know, we will be doing this more consistently. We started doing Teach 'Em's going to be doing on Wednesdays at 4. We'll be doing this on Thursdays at 4. And the Alliance will be doing their 4 o'clock show on Friday. So back to back to back, we will be bringing the homies and the families together. We'll be going over different stuff, or at least attempting to during there. But I would imagine these conversations will kind of probably continue. So fam, love everybody out there. If anybody else has anything they'd like to say in closing, we're going to get ready to close this room up. This is Hackerz DAO getting ready to sign out. Mr. Aslan, what do you got?
Yes, I just wanted to thank everyone for coming. And I usually follow everybody in the room, but I believe there was only 2 people that ended up coming in this room that I ended up following. So I pretty much knew everyone in here. And I highly recommend that everyone in here follow everyone in this room, because we are part of the same community. I can tell because I only had to follow 2 new people. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And about tomorrow's space, I really want to have some fun. And if there's any way that we can maybe come up with some like sign language so that when we're in these spaces, we could kind of like communicate with each other while we're down here, whether it's like changing the color of the heart, right? Like, I go in, I hit the emoji, like I'm going to personally send you a heart, and I make that heart red, right? And then I'm making a heart that's red, and that I'm literally, engaging with you. So I just want to kind of have some fun and maybe do an engagement game while we're there, just so that we could kind of increase our engagement, maybe just to have a little. I think it'd be fun. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
I want to steal Ron Shambo from Heracles. I don't know if you guys seen him play that. That shit's the most dope. All right, so first of all, sounds fancy. Ron Shambo or something. Of course, because he's freaking British. The British will sit down and make your servitude sound lovely. You know what I mean? So, like, basically what they did was they did paper, rock, scissors. So imagine this. We're all sitting up here. We got an NFT. And then it's like 2 people go at each other. They're doing paper, rock, scissors with emoji, right? We're all together. It's kind of fun. So we'll got a couple of games we're going to try to do tomorrow. I do have a couple of hands. I believe Farmer was first, and then we'll go to Teach 'Em. Farmer.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I just wanted to say I appreciate you guys all letting me speak up here. Hopefully, on the next space, I'll be able to speak to you guys more about what Farmer Doge is. But until then, I appreciate you guys all and giving me the time to, speak to you all.
Come stop by the Alliance tomorrow. You might want to follow one of these cats. Check Aslan out there. I'm not on the Alliance right now, but come tomorrow to our space, bro. We'll have a conversation with you. Mr. Teach 'Em.
I'm sorry for the slow response. All I was gonna say is shout out to the fucking Wildcats. You know I'm a Wildcat. Shout out to everybody being here as well. You know the vibes on that. And mint passes on the way. If you don't got your address turned in, go get it turned in. You know what I mean? Alongside that, man, we appreciate y'all for being here. And Aslan said he only had to follow like 2 people because he followed. If there's somebody in here you don't follow them and they're gonna follow you back. Like a couple tweets, engage. The point is to build a family. That's it.
All right. With that, go ahead and sign off. Thank you very much, guys.